Good morning, everybody. What's up? No, afternoon, everybody. What's up? It is Wealth
Hey
Wednesday.
guys.
Hey, hey, hey. So excited to be live today. Got a little money instrumental in the background out here. So you guys know the vibe. It is Wealth Wednesday, and we are, we're live with Chef Jay, myself, and beautiful Brandy, who's copying my. Well, I copied her color today, by the way. I
He
wonder.
did.
I did. I saw her yellow print. I said, okay, I got a shirt I just brought right there. I got you. I got you, cuz. And today we have somebody super, super dope on the live. I saw her do a live about like 2 weeks ago. It was with Dr. Jewel, and she was so impactful and so dope. And we wanted to bring her on because, and I actually got a chance to meet her in person in Atlanta this past weekend. And I just wanted her to share with us because she's so dope. She's a P5000, super dope. She's a retired hairstylist out from Charlotte or New York area. So we want to welcome Miss Layla out here on the scene. What up, cuz?
Hey, thank you for having me. I am the one who missed the color memo today.
But you're cute, so it's okay.
I'm loving it. I feel like it's a nice balance. I'm like kind of in the middle with the neutral color, so I like it. Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, welcome. We thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, so what I really appreciated most about your talk, you have a very servant leader heart, you know, and you were talking about some things you overcame. Now you're really public speaking a lot when it comes to, sharing your story. And I love the energy that you come where it's just such a blessing to be around people who are really genuine. You have people in the social media space or whatever space in this current society where they're so they're different people on social media than they are in real life. And you have a genuine nature about you that's so dope and it's so beautiful because it precedes you. Your energy precedes you, and I think it's really dope. And I said, "Oh, we gotta have Layla on." I'm like, "Yeah, nah, Brandy, it's
He
this girl
did.
named
He
Layla.
did. He
We
said
gotta,
it.
we gotta have her on. We gotta have her on because she's so lit. She's so lit. She's so lit. But she's really out here impacting so many lives and really changing lives out here, all over the world right here. So we wanted to have you on and just really just share some time with you. Cuz, what up?
I
Yes.
appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. That is honestly, it's a blessing. It's really people like you guys, people that really come into this space. You don't really know what it is we're coming into.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of confused. You're like, are y'all really like this though on a regular basis? Y'all really this not?
Yes, for real, for real.
Yeah, especially with social media too. We always see people like in the pictures and their profiles look so nice, and we see the angles and the clothes and the shoes.
Uh-huh.
I think people get into comparison mode so much. So this space, I felt like it just accepted me for who I was, and I
Yeah.
saw so many people in leadership that were different,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that we could all learn from in so many different ways, but nobody is you. No
Yeah.
one
That's
is
good.
Chef J. No one is the queen. You know what I mean? No one is us. And I think that's just a power we got to take control of real
Yeah.
quick.
I love it.
So tell us a little bit about your why though, Layla. Like what brought you into this space, how you got in, what was the reason that you said yes? What's your why?
Oh, that's a powerful one. And I haven't had anyone ask that question in a long time. So when I initially got into this space, my family, I lived a very great life growing up. I didn't know what it was like to not have food on the table. I didn't know what it was like to not have the lights on. I didn't know what those things were like. So we grew up upper middle class. My father and my mother, however, grew up in poverty. They were born in the Holy Land in Jerusalem, and they migrated to the United States very young. But the crazy thing is they didn't even meet overseas. They met in the US.
Wow.
Wow.
And it was interesting. They met here and they had this vision of businesses and entrepreneurship. And they came here for something so much bigger and they were able to have these businesses. But unfortunately, no one really understood the impact of what an economy and in a recession can do. And in 2008, everything went downhill for them financially. And it was one of the most heartbreaking moments of my entire life.
A little frozen.
It's a little frozen.
I feel like I was frozen too. I think I'm not sure she had to probably log back in. She was mentioning she went from the Holy Land to talking about where you at, Layla? Okay, so we had to log her back in.
Is she back on? Did you message her and see?
Let me see.
Sorry, guys, we have some technical difficulties. It's technology.
Okay, she's gonna come back in.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Sometimes it was StreamYard, but she was really going good. She was going in. She was about to start breaking it down her why.
It's all right. It's all right. Come on back in and go back in again.
She should log in too. But I thought that was a good point that she made too. Is just that a lot of times too, when it comes to our family, we may not be the one to experience the poverty, but we learn from our parents' experiences, and we start to build up their story because our parents want better for the next generation. For example, there's certain struggles that my mom went through and her siblings that we didn't go through because she wanted to be better. But with each generation, it should be impactful and working out better in each generation as well too. I think she's on there now. Let me move it from the screen. There we go. There you go.
Hey, you're back.
I'm back.
I thought you went to the Holy Land with your family. I know what's going on. You went to the Holy Land.
Listen, there's some spirits that don't want me to get this story.
Baby, this thing gonna get out today. Yes,
it's gonna get out. He was like, "Are you sure you want to tell that story?" Yeah, I'm sure.
Yes, we want you to tell it for real. Now let's press. Come on.
So, getting back into it, 2008 happened. They lost everything. The economy really took a hit, and I don't believe they were prepared for what was about to happen, and unfortunately led to different things with our living situation. The family ended up just having a lot of conflict. And in that time, I realized money is not everything, but man, can it change some things if you don't got it?
Yeah.
Come on.
And unfortunately, in most minority households and most minority communities, we're taught how to work hard, hustle, 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 work. My father worked 17 hours a day. My mother was one of the first women in our family to become an entrepreneur and be in real estate. So she set that standard very high for the women, but no one really talked about investing. They had money in stocks at some point, but they didn't truly understand what it was to invest, let money work for you. They didn't understand that world yet. And that wasn't their cycle to break. Like, I want to make that very clear.
That's good.
Yeah, that wasn't their cycle to break. They came here. I wasn't even supposed to be in America. You know what I mean? I should have been somewhere else, but I was here. I was placed here for a reason. And they had their own cycles to break, their own struggles to break. So for a period of time, I think many people can get into, the woe is me and say, man, this happened to me or this happened to me. And of course, there was a lot of other things. Although we did have finances, there was a lot of other things that weren't there. We didn't have a lot of time with each other because we were always separate. Our home was big enough to live separate lives in separate bedrooms. And there wasn't a huge sense of togetherness because there was always so much hustle and bustle happening. And because of that lack of time made me realize the real value of money. So my why when I first got into this space, and it always has been, but in the beginning, it was mainly no matter how hard it was going to be, no matter how hard the struggle, no matter how hard the struggle was going to be, I knew for a fact that they had sacrificed everything in their whole lives. And although they weren't perfect, it is because of them that I even have the chance to do something like this. I don't see many women that look like me or talk like me that are in this industry, and that empowers me when I see women of color or women of different races that are able to come in this industry and make a storm. And not just women, but also men of color, men of different backgrounds. There's a power in how we move as minorities. It's just unfortunate that we have been left out of the financial literacy conversation for so many generations. And that's why the battle has to be a lot harder with us in this step.
Wow.
That's good, and I so agree with you, especially too of all being of color. We're taught to survive and not thrive. And that is changing. With spaces such as I am. So Now I know you had a really good story about talking about how your boyfriend introduced you to the space. So can you tell more about that and how your reaction changed from then to now?
Yeah, absolutely. He loves telling this story. I mean, he just loves it. He says it every single presentation. She was the negative Nancy, and he's right. Twas me.
It's okay. You're here now.
Exactly. We're here now. I don't care. It's cool to see your growth. I can really say 2018, you can really, for me personally, when you're at a place in your life where you look back so much, you don't realize how much future there is. So you're always looking back at all the things that have happened to you, not realizing that it was meant to shape you for the better.
Yes.
So many of us can approach certain things with a negative state of mind or a very skeptical state of mind or a very nervous or wary or anxious state of mind. And all of that comes from ignorance. The main foundation of all of that is just ignorance. And ignorance doesn't mean stupid. It doesn't mean you're dumb. You just don't know.
You just don't know.
Okay. We all don't know everything. We all ignorant.
Right. Yes.
But if you're ignorant about a topic, the only way to become not ignorant is to educate, and that's to study. And I think because we studied so many things that were not worth anything our whole lives, that by the time we got old enough to study things that were important, we didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when he first introduced this to me, I completely shut him down. I told him, absolutely not. I said, I don't know who you thought I was about to do this. I mean, because I just didn't understand.
Yeah.
When you attach network, like I had never been in the industry of network marketing. I didn't even know what it was really. I didn't know anything about it. I just knew that you could help people come into a space and put them in position, but I didn't understand the dynamics. And then the whole product freaked me out because I didn't know anything about money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't want to admit that I didn't know anything about money.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good. That's real
and that's okay that you don't. Like, hello, the same institutions we go deposit money at and withdraw money at are the same ones doing this with your money. What are you skeptical for?
That's it. That's
Research makes you not skeptical. And you realize, okay, every time I go to the bank, put money in, put money out, they're doing this with my money. And that's what they compensate you, like the dog bone they give you in the drive-through. That's pretty much what they compensate you for every single year. They're giving you nothing.
I don't want that.
Right.
I want great.
I'll get the dog bone.
Right. So what's the take though, that when he initially introduced it to you, you said you were a negative Nancy. So what was your initial response? What was it that why was it negative? I understand it was you didn't know, but was it out of fear? Was it out of a place of I don't want to do this? Was it out of a place of
it was a place of ego for sure, because I'm very independent. I have been on my own since a very, very young age. I'm very firm in decisions that I make. And I think at a point in my life at that place, because I had put up so many walls with people, I didn't have any. Okay, so most people think that the reason you don't trust other people is because you can't trust people. Really, you can't trust yourself. That's why you don't trust people.
That's good.
So for where I was at, it was, do I trust the decision I would make to do this? Because I didn't know anything about it, I just shut it down. And then I got to a place of just having all these walls up and realizing, okay, well, you can't grow here.
Yeah.
And I was too comfortable. Your comfort zone is your broke zone.
Oh,
so
come on.
Kind of started to like shift. And then I started seeing him still do it, even though I said no. I was like, didn't I say no? And I realized he didn't care what I had to say. And then I realized a whole different thing about love and relationships isn't about telling your significant other what to do. It's about letting your significant other blossom. And because I gave him that lane to blossom, he also gave me my lane.
That's
and
good.
then we show up as individuals and we are together as a unit. But in the beginning, he had to lead and make that decision. And he's like, look, you thank me later. And sure enough.
I love it.
That's dope.
I love it.
And and that's so cool, because a lot of times too, we give people the false representation that they have to give us permission, and it's just like, for what? Like, God has given me a mind to choose and a will that, so why do I give anybody permission over my life? And that's a really good phase as well that you're saying too. And it's like, moving forward into another gear, what actually was your pivot moment for you to really say, you know what, let me get this a try? let me really look at this and let me really say, you know what, this it's something. We on to something here.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I remember being at the salon one day, and girl, you queen, you understand. I had a color correction schedule.
Oh, that's a lot.
And it's a lot of time. So it was like a 7-hour appointment. I was supposed to get paid minimum $100 an hour.
Yeah.
And they knew that. And if you didn't show up to my appointment, you paid me half the service. Well, she didn't show up for her service and her card bounced. So I was like, dang.
See, I know about stuff like that. And that's why see that stuff make you mad. It makes you change your life. I feel
because you can sit here and be like, wait, so I have all this knowledge, all this education. I paid all these thousands of dollars for schooling. I know how to educate. I know how to teach people how to do this. And I still got to wait for you to give me my money.
That's true. That's good.
That was what had me just like, ugh. And at that time, I was still stubborn with Danny, with my significant other. And I was like, listen, this lady just canceled on me. My mother needs that money. And that day, we really needed that money that day. Yeah. Like, I needed that money for her. That was supposed to go to her.
Yes.
And I remember that client canceling and me sitting in the break room, and I entered in a trade for the first time. And it was Swipecoin. It was the first time in my live account. And it was a cryptocurrency app, and it sent me an alert, a trade idea. And the trade idea said to buy Bitcoin. So I opened my money app. I invested 10 cents. And I hit buy. And I walked away from my phone. Because, you know, in the beginning, you don't really know if stuff about to go good or bad. You don't know what's
It's just like, oh, put a trade in.
You're like, whatever, let's see what this does. It's only 10 cents on cryptocurrency, you know, no big deal. I walk away, get a blowout, hour and a half later, come back. Let's just say we make no income claims, past profits not guarantee future results, never risk what you're not willing to lose. But I had invested 10 cents and flipped in over $864.
Say that one more time. Say that last part one more time.
$864 in an hour and a half. If my client would have showed up, I wouldn't have made that money. And that was the day I said, oh, y'all got me messed up in here.
Because you made more than what you were supposed to make anyway.
Oh, my. Say that.
And you know what was even better was the negative Nancy coworkers. I realized I wasn't really the negative Nancy, but because I had been around all these negative Nancys, it created my subconscious mind to be negative, and it had me in a state of not being willing to receive. So much that when I was excited, I was like, look what I just did. Look what I just did. And you would have thought I made $1 million in that salon. And they were like, oh, you talking about that thing? No, you talking about that thing. I don't want to hear that. And I remember they were like laughing at me. And I was like, y'all could laugh all you want. That thing is in my bank account, not yours.
That's right. That's right. Wow.
And it's interesting because my friend that actually does my hair is my former coworker, who's now also an entrepreneur. Oh. And he said, you know, the only reason why I think everyone laughed and why no one believed in it was because at the time you were still in the salon.
Yeah.
And at the time you were still in the environment and you had just started doing it and no one really like believed you. But now that you're like flourishing, how can it be a thing? And I said, but that's what's so interesting about human beings. In order for us to believe, we have to see it. Yeah. And that's not how faith or fear work. Faith and fear are belief in the unseen.
That's so
good. Come on here with it, Layla.
Girl, you done said something with that one.
Come on with it, Layla. Out here dropping gems like that. What's going on with you, cuz?
Y'all are awesome. I'll be up here all the time with y'all. Y'all are fun.
So my question is, you know, we haven't done this on these lives, but I want to ask this question because I think it's something that we need to talk about as far as what does it take to build in this space. I saw you on the call today. This is my first time seeing you on the leadership call. And I want you to talk about right now, what this free flow, what does it take to build in this space? Because people don't think that the building is real, but it is.
Powerful. Yeah, absolutely. Building is all about understanding yourself so you can understand other people. The more that you listen to other people, you listen to their needs, and you listen to what it is that they are asking you for, the more that you have a solution for it. But in that same sense, right, you're going to have those same needs.
Yeah.
And you cannot, I'm trying to find a visual to like show you.
Because you was good with that chain last week. With that 2 weeks, get the little chain. I said, okay. Okay, with the demonstrations out here.
I can try to use like a candle or something. Let me see if this will work.
Come on, demonstration.
Let's see. Okay, we can make it work. Okay, we can make it work. All right. Let me use some of my alkaline water. Let me not let Dr. Jewel see that.
That's that good water. We don't waste the good water.
I'll put a little bit of it. We'll be okay. You can't give. I'm gonna reuse this candle anyway, so it's fine. But you can't give out of an empty cup. So all day you're pouring. All day you're pouring into other people, pouring into other people, pouring into other people, pouring into other people. But by the end of the day, you're drained, you're empty. So the morning time is really spent, for me personally, it's spent filling up my cup. Yes, it's coffee, don't ask.
Yeah, I was wondering what's going on in it, but go ahead with the word. Go ahead
Go
with the word.
It's liquid.
Okay, so but in the morning you got to fill it back up. You have to find a way to give to self before you can give. So when I think of building, I think of being a guidance counselor, being a talent scout, and believing in the hungry. I look for hungry people in my business all the time because I don't need you to have accolades. I don't need you to be the best on social media. I don't need you to have your hair all perfect all the time. I just need you to be hungry. Yeah. Everything else is tangible. But how can I help the hungry person if I'm empty?
That's good.
That's good.
And the hungry person is full. Because a hungry person's like more.
Yeah.
So if our stamina isn't built for that hungry person, that's why I love how Dr. Jewel talks about like health also, like what we eat. So shout out to Chef Jay for the sodium-free dressing. Because I'm super excited about that. But it's so important because if you can't give self, it's going to be very hard for you to stretch yourself out. And do things and not expect things in return. Because I think where people really struggle is most of the time people are putting stuff out and you want something to happen in return, and it is going to happen, but you can't expect it. You just got to go ahead and put out as much love. Remember that boomerang we were talking about today?
Good.
Boomerang it, boomerang it.
Good.
And it's going to keep coming back. But
yes,
that boomerang works on the other side too. So I feel like building is really about being consistent, learning about yourself, being plugged into the system, and studying. When I say study, like I study the leaders like no other.
Yeah.
I really, really, really study them. Like when I listen to Wanda, I will just sit there and study because she is so powerful when she talks. She's so powerful when she gives a message. But you know what? I respect Wanda and Wanda. And I know that is her. It's not me.
That's good.
That's
but
good.
I can study her. Dr. Jewel is her own entity, okay?
Yes.
Nobody on that level. That is the queen.
Yes.
And nobody needs to be like her because that's Dr. Jewel.
That's right.
Dr. China, same thing. Chef Jay, same thing. Brandy, same thing.
Yeah.
Nobody is us. But if we can continue to study the people that I'm trying to find the best way to describe this, but when I study specific leaders, I want to take my favorite pieces and be able to portray that in my voice and with my personality.
That's good.
That way it's not them. And I always acknowledge them and give them that credit because that's who I study.
Yeah.
Yes,
whether they know it or not, they're indirectly mentoring me.
That's good.
That's
good.
So I think that's what it is in this space. Building is just very much about being a student all the time, being consistent, never doubting the process, because the minute that you start feeling like, man, the breakdown is happening, it's happening, I'm breaking down, how am I going to get out of it? baby, that's the breakthrough.
Come on.
That's
right.
good.
That's right. That's
When
right.
it's all pulling back, like the markets and the charts, and you think, oh no, we're going into a downtrend. No, it's just a super deep pullback, girl. Just hold on. Hold on
That's
for the
good.
ride.
That's
That's
good
good.
stuff. And you know what I appreciate about that the most too is what you're saying about like we can pull from other leaders, but you don't have to be them. You have to
Yeah.
pull different things from different people and develop your own personal growth, personal appearance. And I think that's what the lifestyle we are in this day and age. People try to replicate people opposed to just adopting different practices because it may be a portion of that works for you, but it's not meant for you to do like try to replicate them all the time. You know, you have to walk into your own individuality, especially in this space, because we have a lot of amazing leaders. You know,
Yes.
the only I want to duplicate is that money you make in that trade, okay?
Yes.
Oh my mind.
Yes.
So now-
There's so many powerful leaders that some are just hidden behind the masks of others.
Yeah.
So that once you take that mask off and you're like, wait, I don't have to be that. I can just be me, and more people will be attracted to that confidence of just being yourself.
People actually like
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
People actually like you. So you know,
And that's
so,
what you said on the call today.
Yeah. and so wrapping it up, I want you one final question. What is next for Layla? We know chairman. But in part of chairman, what is like your goal for like the next year? What's on your list of this is where I see myself in the next year, 5 years, 10 years?
Absolutely. That's a great question because actually, when we were at the mansion this weekend, I was literally, I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to show it to you. But I literally wrote out my whole vision for the next 12 months.
Good.
Yes.
And let's just say it's like a good 3 pages worth. So I'll just give you like, oh wait, there it is. I'll just give you like a brief overview of what it was though.
Yes.
20 real estate properties, cash flow. The thing is though, is that real estate isn't the main goal right now, right? Because we're about to go into a super deep recession and people got to start making some decisions. So really the goal is 7 figures in cryptocurrency, multiple different crypto accounts. I mean, I'm trying to get them all low. And there's obviously like the best ones that you can get and invest into. So I went ahead and did that research. There's certain coins that you can put in money into now and let that overflow the way Bitcoin did. Because Bitcoin was born in 2008. For all the viewers that on here don't know about cryptocurrency,
for a penny,
Bitcoin was born in 2008 when the economy crashed. So recession happens every 8 to 12 years. We in 2020. You do that.
Come on.
Yeah.
The residuals, they're going Bitcoin, baby.
Yeah, because some people are instant billionaires.
Yeah, exactly. And my goal also is to free at least 2,000 families in the next 6 months.
Dope.
And the goal is 2,000 families because families are very important to me. Family homes are very, very, very important to me. If I can save one mother or one father or one son or one daughter, I don't care what age group it is, one family is how you can really help 3 generations. And at that point, it's just going to be a massive overflow. So real estate properties that will eventually come from cryptocurrency, which will also come from the residual income. But I also do want to invest in a few different nonprofit organizations for the community, especially for mental health. I think it's a very big topic that isn't talked about very much, especially minority communities. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Put it simply, there's a few more things, but I ain't even gonna go that deep. I feel like this is, that's a lot.
Well, hold on. We want you to go deep. just one level.
Okay, one more level. The 20 real estate properties cannot be in the United States. They have to be outside the United States.
Wow, that's lit.
We going global.
Come on, international Airbnb.
We just got to global, all of it. And all of us are in that direction because we're in a environment of money flow and continuing to allow that money to work for us. So although we're in investing, I think what a lot of your viewers have to remember is that this isn't the passion, right? The passion isn't just trading.
Yeah.
Passion is taking that money and doing things with it that you never thought you were
That's
able
it.
to do with it before, investing it into those businesses.
Yeah.
Buying, there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with buying the home
Come
for
on.
your kids. There's nothing wrong with making sure that your kids are in private school. There's nothing wrong with letting the world teach your kids. There's nothing wrong with these things. And I think that we have to stop letting that stigma be so crazy about money. It's
Yeah.
not the love of money that hurts. It is the love of money that hurts people, but it's also the lack of money that really puts people in dire situations, that makes them create these bad decisions. It's never the love of money, it's the love of time. And when you understand how valuable that time is with people that you love, you start making better financial decisions, not because it's cool or it's the cool thing to do right now, but because it needs to be in style for you to not have one stream of income, but 7 or 8, because that's what's mentioned in every single book. In the religious world, whether you look at into Christianity or into the Torah or into the Quran, it talks about 7 streams of income, no.
Yeah.
And it specifically says no 8 right after it says 7. So
It
I'm not
does,
sure
yes.
where we got into a society where one stream is okay, but we're in a place where we just got to make some decisions.
Come on here, Layla. Come on here.
Out here
I love
dropping
it.
the gems out here.
Y'all are so awesome. I had so much fun up here.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
cool.
enjoying this, and I just want to say to our viewers, the people who are watching, that are gonna watch, we love you. We want to extend the invitation for you guys to come and be a part of this space, because lives are being changed over here, and we want to extend that invitation for your life to change. Somebody that you know their life can change. We want to extend that invitation to you guys. Layla, you have been like awesome sauce this whole time. We love you. Thank you so much for coming on. Jay, you can close us out.
All right, guys, make sure you guys follow her at official Miss Layla on Instagram. Also, guys, if you want to know more about what we're talking about, guys, DM us. Let's talk, because, like Layla said, it's about a decision. It's time to make a move. It's time to pivot. It's time to end out 2020 better than you started. All right, so guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow for what's tomorrow? Not Christmas, Tuesday. Was it?
It's
Thursday. Thursday. Hey.
Talk about some things on tomorrow.
All right, tomorrow, guys. Have a great day, guys. Love you guys.